I am now celebrating 1 year of my super hit video, Goodbye Dear Coaster Community, my favorite April Fool's Day prank, in which I just talked about my real feelings towards not being able to ride roller coasters for a really long time, my family and friends' attitudes towards my interests, and yeah, over this last 1 year, my family has really begun to understand me much better than they used to. They've opened up to me going to theme parks. They've allowed me to ride roller coasters like never before. And it feels like that void of me not having roller coasters in my life, well, I think that void has been fulfilled. But to get me back on track to becoming the hardcore coaster enthusiast I always wanted to be, I realized that I needed to plan something ambitious, something unlike anything I've ever done before. So I thought that maybe I should do a cross-country trip across the USA. Yes, you heard that right. A cross-country trip across the USA. And I know I'm uploading this video on April 1st, so this trip may or may not be happening. However, to make this trip happen in the first place, I will need to know everything there is to know about roller coasters in the USA. And maybe even a few other things, like, I don't know, vegetarian meals. Because I know for sure that's going to be a big problem when I go to the US. So, yeah, it's gonna be my first solo trip, and I'll be spending a month and a half in the US. Yes, you heard that right again, a month and a half, starting from the 3rd of June and ending on the 18th of July. So, over all these days, I will be covering 5 to 6 cities in the US. I haven't decided on whether I'm going to go to the sixth city yet, but let me just explain my itinerary, alright? I will be leaving India on 3rd of June with my mom on a flight because, despite this being a solo trip, I can't travel alone in a plane according to international guidelines. So I'll be traveling from India to the USA with my mom, and over there I will I will land in New York and I'll be riding a few roller coasters nearby. So I know for sure that Great Adventure is within driving distance of New York City, so I'll be spending a couple of days in that theme park. But I'll have a whole week to spend in New York City, and I'm not sure about which other parks I should be visiting. So I'll have a good 5 days free, and I need some theme parks to cover those 5 days. So if you have any ideas, do let me know about them. All right. So I'll be bidding farewell to my mom after 7 days. She'll go to Charlotte for work, and I will go to Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, I'll be visiting 3 amusement parks, or rather, 2 amusement parks in Philadelphia, namely Hershey Park, so that I can meet Flying Aces half brother that is on the other side of the world. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to ride Skyrush, even though I'm sure it'll not be as good as Flying Aces. And I'm also excited to ride Candymonium and Storm Runner. So yeah, but I'll also be going to Donny Park, mainly for Hydra the Revenge, because it looks like the most unique B&M coaster. So I'm definitely excited to go to these two parks that are near Philadelphia. And I want to go to two other parks as well, namely American Dream Mall, but I'm not sure if American Dream Mall is closer to Philadelphia or if it's closer to New York City. That's something I need you to tell me. And another thing I need you to tell me is that do I need to go to Kennywood? Because, or rather, should I be able to reach Kennywood from Pennsylvania? So I'll be spending 2 weeks in Pennsylvania, but I also know that Kennywood is probably a 3 or so hour drive from Philadelphia. So I'm not sure if it's going to be feasible to go there. I know that I know that Kennywood is near Pittsburgh, so yeah. I also know that nobles or connobles, depending on the person you might call it nobles or connobles. But I'm not really sure how close it is to Philadelphia. So that's something I need you to tell me in the comment section below. Alright, so after spending 2 weeks in Philadelphia, I'll go to Columbus, Ohio, where you know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be spending 3 days. Yes, I'm going to be spending 3 days, maybe even four at Cedar Point, because it's Cedar Point, you guys. Um, I'm obviously going to be excited for every single roller coaster that exists in that park. I think every single coaster over there, especially all the thrill coasters, are probably going to crack my top 25. Yeah, Melissa's going to look a whole lot different after the summer, my ranking list. Yeah, and then I also know that Kings Island is close to Columbus, and I know it's going to be celebrating its 50th anniversary. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to visit Kings Island as well. I'm going to be excited to ride my first two gigas and my first strata coaster. So yeah, it's gonna be a very important trip. It's gonna be a very important trip. So I'm gonna be spending a week and a half in Ohio. I mean, I'm gonna be spending a week and a half in Columbus because 3 days in Cedar Point and 2 days at Kings Island. So it's gonna give me plenty of time to get a good feel for these parks. And then I'll be taking a flight from Columbus to Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, I have some really important unfinished business with Six Flags Magic Mountain. So basically, the story is that I only had 5 hours to spend in that park, and I spent 3 hours just in X2's queue line. It was totally worth it though. But yeah, I have a lot of unfinished business in that park, so yeah, I'm gonna visit Six Flags Magic Mountain probably for 2 days in Los Angeles. Then in Los Angeles, I'm also gonna visit Knott's Berry Farm, which is 1.5 hours, or it's less than 2 hours away. That's what I know. Then I also know that San Diego is pretty close to Los Angeles as well. So I'm considering going to San Diego and going to Six Flags, sorry, SeaWorld San Diego. It'll be my first SeaWorld park, and it'll be a pretty different experience from any other theme park I've been to. So yeah, I'm gonna be excited to go to my first SeaWorld park. So these are the three parks I'll be visiting in Los Angeles and San Diego. So after that, I'm going to take a flight from Los Angeles to San Francisco, where I'll say hello to my dad. And I'm going to be spending a week there with my family because most of the people I know in the USA, they're they're in San Francisco. I'm serious. So yeah, I'm gonna be spending a week there with my family, and then I'm gonna be spending half a week more going to theme parks. So there are only two theme parks that I really want to go to in San Francisco, and they are California's Great America because I have some unfinished business in that park. I need to get that back row ride on Gold Striker, and I need to get that ride on their new Raptor coaster. So yeah. And then there's Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, which I didn't even realize was close to San Francisco. So that's something I'm going to be doing as well. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up my trip around the USA. I know I've missed out on a lot of places, mainly Florida, Virginia, and even Charlotte, which I could have gone to, but yeah, I just kind of ran out of time. And I should have also gone to Texas, but again, I really ran out of time here. It's a really ambitious trip, and what the worst part is that I don't really have enough time to complete this trip. And I'm also keeping a few buffer days here and there because I know that I'll be needing a few extra days. I'll be needing a few extra days to go to some tourist spots I didn't know about. So yeah, I need your comments on any theme parks I may have missed that are near these cities that are near these cities that I talked to you that I told you about. So yeah, I'll be listing the names of these cities again, and they will be in the description of the video as well. So these cities are New York City, Philadelphia, Columbus, Ohio, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and maybe San Diego. So, if there's any theme park that I've missed, do let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, so I'm not sure if you would want to consider this an April Fool's Day joke or not, because I myself don't know if it's an April Fool's Day joke or not. Maybe this trip will happen, maybe it will not. By the looks of it, the trip might actually happen because both of my parents think that it's high time that I do a solo trip. And yeah, I'll be meeting my parents on either side of the USA, but the bulk of the trip from Philadelphia to Los Angeles, all that it's gonna be just me. So yeah, I know it's late, but I'm finally going to be doing a solo trip, a proper solo trip. So I'm definitely excited. And again, if there's anything that I missed, do let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to join my Discord server. Again, the link for that is in the description below. And as always, happy April Fool's Day and have a great year. See ya.